And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have any comments from citizenry? Seeing none, let's move on to item 3, any corrections to the agenda or consent calendar? Can the board members want to hold any consent items for discussion? Very good. We'll entertain a motion to adopt. I'll move to approve. Second. Let's go straight to the vote.
And the motion passes.
All right, let's move on to item 6A. Looks like Mayor Coleman.
Quick. All right, good afternoon. I'm Colby, Senior Engineer. I'm here for the award of the rebid of the 2023-24 paint coating touch-up project. Back on April 20th, the board authorized the staff to reject all the bids and we rebid the project. We did de-scope it and took out a couple of the tanks just based on the current bidding climate. So we did open bids on May 19th. 4 bids were received, and I'm happy to report that all of them submitted a hard copy bid form. Yay! So, good sheet there. The bid amounts range from $143,000 to $238,500. And there is a bid summary included that includes all the bid irregularities in the agenda, or the memorandum prepared by the purchasing agent. Unified Field Services Corporation is the current low bidder, and they only had minor immaterial irregularities. So I plan to recommend awarding to them, but are there any questions?
If we have none, please read the desired action.
All right. Find the minor irregularities in the bids and United Field Services Corporation to be immaterial and waive immaterial irregularities. And 2, award the project to the lowest responsible bidder, United Field Services Corporation, in the amount of $143,000.
Second. Any discussion?
Oh, that's smooth sailing.
Before we go on to the next one, I'm getting a page load problem here. I'm not able to see the anybody else getting that?
No, I did that 2 weeks ago, once you read it down.
Yeah. It's and she wishes it doesn't want to have another one. What page number are we on? All right, let's go to 16.
I think this is the most easier to do this. He wanted the opportunity to come up in front of you and give a little experience, and I don't know if you got called out on something or not, so I'll give it my best shot. Sewer spot line repairs, lateral advance, something that we do every year that you guys are aware of. We also have a contract with QTC, which is in line every year, but basically what we do is seal out sewer laterals to help protect our system from I&I, lots that aren't ever going to be used, things like that. We also have trouble areas where, if we see a crack on the line, something like that, they can go in with those sleeves and pretty much seal it off. It saves us a lot from having to dig it up, which consists of a crew, backhoe, everything involved. So it's actually it's a pretty good concept the way we do it, with this company. They went out to bid, and, I believe there was 3 different bids that came in. I don't have all the information. But long story short, Robotic Sewer Solutions was the lowest bid. They had a couple, minor irregularities in their contract, which was things that we've let go before. So, we'd like to have the board approve us to go out with this company so we can get started on some of these, fixes around town.
Board members, any questions? What's our experience with this?
This was good.
Have we looked at them in the past?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, robotic sounds familiar.
At least the last 3 times.
Yeah. They seem to be responsible, you know, they take care of us whenever they're out doing the job for us. If there's been problems I haven't heard of, and I usually hear about everything, so pretty confident with them.
Where are they located? What's their base?
Reno or Sac?
I believe Sacramento, California.
Well, I will say I'm happy to see that both this item and the previous item that we're selecting a little bit, and number 1 here.
Thank you, Zach.
So with that, what is the desired action?
2023-2025 sewer line spot repair and lateral abandonment services. Find minor irregularities in a Robotic Sewer Solutions Incorporated bid to be immaterial and waive immaterial irregularities. Number 2, award the contract to the lowest responsible bidder, Robotic Sewer Solutions Incorporated, in the amount of $187,975. And number 3, authorize staff to allow for changes, size estimates, or repair site additions, and the contract not to exceed an additional 10% of the contract price.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Just half a minute.
Thank you.
All right, let's go. 16. Shelley?
Good afternoon. So I wanted to bring before the board, a discussion over our South Tahoe Sewer and Sewer District Memorandum of Understanding. So this has been on the board agenda in the past. We pulled it because there were some suggested edits to the MOU from Shane and Dave. And so I brought that back to the STZ group. And the edits, I wouldn't say they weren't necessarily large, big changes to the goals of the document, more cleaning it up, moving the city's greenhouse gas goals under the city's objectives, really focusing on climate impacts. And so when I brought it back to the STZ, they weren't opposed necessarily to the changes, but they had already brought this back. Most of our partners have already brought this document to the council's Board of Supervisors for approval. And so to make the minor edits, they'd have to then go back and receive approval. And there wasn't, they didn't want to do that at this time. So the Memorandum of Understanding as it's currently written is an opportunity to collaborate with the city, the county, Lake Tahoe Unified School District, the community college, South Tahoe Refuse, Barton, on system efficiency, sustainability initiatives. It's not a legally binding document, meaning it doesn't say we have to do anything moving forward. It just shows a shared intent to work on system efficiency projects together, share what we've learned. You know, for us, we're building this solar project, so it's been a long journey for us, and so sharing with our partners what we've learned through at South Tahoe Refuse right now is looking at building a biomass facility on site. So they've been sharing this process as they go along too, with the hope of if other partners want to explore these options, they don't have to recreate the wheel. Originally, these partners had come together to apply for a Department of Energy grant. We didn't receive it at that time, but one of the hopes is by having this document that we've all signed onto, if we look for future grant opportunities in the future, we can include this MOU that just shows the intent of the partners to work collaboratively. So my question to the board, it's not on the agenda right now as something for you to vote on. It's more I'm looking for direction. Because I wasn't able to get Edis incorporated at this time, does the board want me to bring it back to them and ask and have you vote on it? Yes, no? Or is this something that we want to pause for now and explore later? Thoughts? Questions?
Well, we did. Just looking at the last portion of it says that it may be modified with the written approval of the parties. And then also that additional parties may be added to the MOU later. So I don't think there's any particular rush to accept language that we don't like. If the parties get the same established, they can modify the language such that others sign on. So I don't think from that standpoint, there's really nothing in this MOU. It's not binding. We can act with or without it. We can collaborate with anybody involved in this thing to these ends. And so I don't think it's necessary. And there's language in here that bothers me. And so I would not agree, or at least I would not vote for us to sign this thing if we're stuck with it the way it is. So that's good.
And that's my feeling as well. I actually called Shelley because I was kind of really reading the agenda another day, and I asked her a few questions. So were you able to find out how everybody else signed on?
So the folks that haven't signed on yet are Barton and the school district. And so Sarah Letton, the city sustainability coordinator, when I brought my concerns up, she has sent out emails to all of the partners, but specifically those partners saying, we see you haven't signed on yet. Is it because life is busy and you just haven't put it on your board's agendas, or was there something of concern? And so I did get to speak to her before this meeting. She hasn't heard back from the school district. The school district said, oh yeah, we're going to re-look at that, and hadn't heard back yet from Barton. So I don't know what will come of that.
So my feeling is if we didn't like it in February, if we wanted those changes in February, I think we still want them. And we can still work collaboratively with everybody. And so my feeling is
I guess to me, anyway, like you were suggesting this last part of the MOU where, perhaps we can do an amendment or some kind of errata that helps to better clarify kind of some of the parts and pieces that we wanted to see inserted into that. I guess that would, for me, would be something that would make me more, able to improve moving forward on it.
Yeah, when I asked about that, everyone felt like if we were going to make an amendment, they wanted to go back to their boards for approval, and so could just get the approval for one right now. But that doesn't mean that there might be other changes or additions or contributions moving forward that might open up that opportunity in the future.
Yeah, I guess a lot of my comments were not so much not being close to this. I think it's important that we work collaboratively with everybody in the community. We partner. To me, I thought it was too narrowly focused on, basically dealing with emissions and not so much with climate adaptation. And I thought it was kind of limiting kind of the scope of the types of grants that we go after. So I think that's kind of where I was coming from, that we wanted to
present a more broad kind of perspective on kind of how we're kind of getting into and addressing climate change. And so that's kind of where I was coming from. So I just feel like we're not big enough, but that other should be something on board too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't support one of the board members. I mean, this is really more or less a ceremonial MOU. It's not a functional MOU. So, us not signing probably isn't the end of the world. And we would, I'm assuming, still be participating in this ST-led group anyway.
Right.
So, we're going to still be there. And I think Shane's point is a good one, that this group that group itself may want to think a little bigger, because I think this is pretty narrowly focused on the city's climate action plan, and those goals. And there may be other opportunity, and so that might be a conversation that we could help promote within that group that could then eventually lead to modifications to them. Even if it would be more transparent to some.
Yeah, and I do feel, I think that's great advice, and it does mean, it's not like the group was opposed to any of the edits, it was more of a where we are in the process situation. And so I do think that when there is an opportunity to, in the future, to make changes, we can get our changes incorporated in there, and then at that time, I can bring it back to the board. So what I think
It
it was a lot of cooks in the kitchen on this.
I've been involved in a lot of it. I think the biggest thing is that you just get it to whatever approving body very early in draft form, so that you can work through in the time frame that everybody's under the same understanding of, and get edits in so it's not late.
Right. So what I think I am hearing to make sure that I'm on the right course is that this time I won't plan on bringing this document back, putting it back on the agenda for our next board meeting for you to vote on. I'll continue to participate in the STZ group, and if and when there's an opportunity to make revisions to the MOU, that we have the ones that from Dave and Jane, and if others do have suggestions, please send them my way to incorporate, and then at that time I can bring it back to the group. And if there are grant opportunities that we could collaborate on in the future, that might be another impetus for me to get in front of the board of, do we want to make our opinions changed at all, or what's the next?
Thanks, Joe. All right, let's go to Okay, emergency response, we're back again to renewing the emergency declaration. Mostly was just to keep our opportunity for feeling, something that's highest probability. Because really our operations are back to normal. Just looking at out in the field, the water at building pump station for the measures we put in place are working, and flows are relatively low. So that's looking good. And across the district, we have operations are back to normal in the field, at Coleman's Lake, at the plant, at DVR, and Blue Pass Pump Station, which last time we full pump to, and that's gone back to closer, and they're doing a big assessment on that, but we've heard nothing yet on that. But otherwise, everything back to normal. I think just let's extend this emergency and keep our funding opportunities at a maximum. Paul, do you like to have anything to add on this item or the financial loan? The salaries not changing.
That's the last board meeting, so we're still within the authorization that you provided John in the past. We don't need to increase that.
I do have a proposal in hand from WSC and HDR, who we have requested to help us with a redesign of the Stanford Camp Electrical and Generator Building. The measures that we put in place as of today are really temporary in nature. They'll get us through the summer. They will not get us through next winter. And so we're on a very accelerated timeline to reevaluate the location of that station, potentially propose a alternative location, get that, designed and constructed before winter. So, that's, I think, one of the major drivers for continuing to keep this, emergency open. With the emergency open, because it's part of our emergency response, we will have the ability to, contract with a local contractor to construct that new facility without putting it out to bid. It also gives us an opportunity to, work with our local regulatory agencies on a sort of a fast tracking kind of permit that's outside of the normal avenues, because of its emergency status.
Just an observation I've been on this last few days and, noticing that the road itself, I know it's not a county jurisdiction issue, but a lot of the potholes and stuff that developed, I think largely a function of this last winter and some of the subsequent rains we've had this spring. They're like surrounding, like these potholes are like right at our manholes. So I'm just concerned that the integrity of this manhole covers and things like that. I mean, I wonder if there's anything that we could kind of.
So you and Lisa and I were having a bit of a conversation that I had to step away from. Was this part of your discussion with her?
We need a little conversation here with her. Yeah, actually with her as well. So she's out there trying to get some stuff moving. I was wondering if there's anything we can do with this emergency action to help facilitate the county getting out there and helping to really protect, I think, our infrastructure. And again, a lot of these potholes are emerging right around some of our manholes and stuff like that.
Some of them we're talking about, like, yeah, some of our locations along that road, it's just like giant pothole around manhole lid.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's like holding the road up. Some concern.
Staff, we check that daily out there at Farley. We did have a couple issues with I&I on a couple of the stations there that we've gotten corrected. That road is not taken care of very well, as you can see, in all the years. But what we can do, we were kind of holding tight to see what was going to happen this year, if they were going to get out and fix some of these potholes, because you're correct, it's really bad this year compared to past. If they do not come out and fix that, and we do start seeing a problem, I'll have our paving contractor go out there and pave around those manholes. It's not something we've done before, but I agree with you, this last winter's really taken a toll on our facilities. Like I said, we're checking them every day. We're just kind of holding tight to see if the county's going to come in and fix it or not, or what's going to happen. But, yeah, by midsummer, say, July, if we're not seeing anything and it starts creating even more of a problem or a problem, I can have the paving contractor that we've hired to go out and fix that, because you're correct, it's our facility.
Yeah, I just don't know, again, I talked a lot about partnerships and stuff earlier, if there's any way we can, help them out, work with the Department of Transportation in Colorado there, something to facilitate, to me, it looks to me like this was definitely a result of this last winter compared to last.
It seems like it was worth us reaching out to Lisa from the Brookline's office and resuming the conversation, because she did sound like there were some things in the works about that.
If you don't have any left there, let me know.
Okay.
And I can make a phone call to the local guys here that do the work around town, and maybe we can work something out together.
Yeah, we know, Dan, running with Brooke, that doesn't work, but some of the manholes are maybe at risk out there like this, so.
Yeah, I think the manholes are gonna hold the road up.
I haven't seen those, but imagine what you're talking about.
We got like 19 or so manholes along that road.
Somewhere around there, yes.
Shane was worried on this drive. I remember, a manhole sticking out of a big pothole.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, from a liability standpoint, if a car comes along and piles into this pothole with the bag, especially, and takes out the undercarriage of the car, wrecks it, and, takes out the road panel or something like that, are we held harmless? I think, because we don't maintain a road, but are we held harmless, or are we at fault?
The way it's always worked before is if the manhole lid was gone and a person drove into it. We've had people talk about water boxes, things like that are eroded around the edges before that hit with bicycles and stuff. And luckily nothing major happened to the person. but I don't know that we've ever been held liable for the surrounding asphalt of a manhole.
No, I don't think so, to my knowledge. So typically, the county's responsible for the road and the city's responsible for their roads. We're responsible for any permanent patches we install in city roads. But like Chris said, if there's a manhole that's open or damaged and somehow that causes damage to a vehicle, we have been liable for those in the past. But I don't think in this case, based on what it sounds like you're describing, I think that would fall to the county.
If there's a concern, I'm more than happy to just jump on it now and have our paving contractor go out there if you'd like.
I just, maybe just have them take a look at some of those areas where the manhole, or the only thing that are really, and it's like a big pothole, then you pop back up to the, or you drop out of the pothole and the manhole still.
We've done this before where we've gone out and just fixed the road, surrounding our manholes, because our manholes there, we work with the other companies. But if you'd like me to have some of those major ones corrected right away, I'm more than happy to do
I'm worried more about our, the integrity of our infrastructure.
Right now, we're okay. So this would be really,
I drove it yesterday with my boat, and my worry was that, one of them in particular, your tire is going to go into the hole next to it, and then the boat trailer is going to whip the cone off of the. So well, it might be worth looking at, especially since all the boats are going in the water right now, and they're really low clearance.
Why don't I get down and get called tomorrow?
There is, yeah, it's right on the issue. It may be that in the past, maybe you haven't, the district has not been held liable or found at fault for this, but typically it's like, I'll say the context like a construction dispute, anyone that touched it gets drug in. And the idea is, did your manhole, when it was put in, was it compacted around it properly? Maybe the county's got the responsibility because it's their road. But the idea, if someone is injured or property damage, the plaintiff would typically sue whoever touched that. And since you own the manhole, since the county owns the road and maintains it, both entities would get brought in. And then who's ultimately found liable, obviously that's a factual situation. But then often it's just a way to get more people at the table to settle, to get money from. So you would most likely get drug in if they were, someone brought a claim against you. Yeah, it depends on the dollar value too, of course.
Thank you. I can do for the safety concerns that we got out there. I can have some guys come out tomorrow or first thing next week, and what we'll do is put some cold mix in just to get it temporarily fixed. And then I can talk with the county, and if they have no plans going in anytime soon, I'll have our paving contractor go in and do the surrounding parts of the manhole.
I mean, yeah, I was just wondering if they likewise are in some kind of emergency order as well. I don't know, it's just any way to help facilitate. Obviously, we both have a piece in this, so.
I'll look into it.
Okay, so, any other questions for John on the emergency declaration? John?
Imagine pursuant to Public Contract Code Section 22050C, continuing emergency actions to respond to the winter storms emergency pursuant to resolution number 324223.
So moved.
Second? Any discussion? Call the vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. All right, 60, that's on fun. I put on my glasses for this. Today is John Teal's last board meeting with us. So we have prepared a resolution number 3247-23. This is a resolution by the Board of Directors of South Tahoe Public Utility District in appreciation of General Manager John Teal for 31 years of service. I'm going to read this thing. It's open. John's already there, so I'm going to do it word for word. All right. Whereas John Teal has worked for the South Tahoe Public Utility District since 1992 for a total of 31 years, serving in the role of staff engineer, principal engineer, engineering department manager, and general manager. And whereas John's knowledge and experience as a civil engineer allowed him to design and develop dozens of important infrastructure projects that increase and improve the capacity of our community's water and sewer systems. And whereas, during his tenure, John has strengthened and productive relationships with the community and is held in high regard by the leadership of our partner organizations and governments in the basin. And whereas, John directed the district to expand the data-driven approach to assess the condition of our system assets, to prioritize the repair and replacement of aging assets worth nearly $2 billion. Whereas John led the district's response to the COVID-19 pandemic to ensure staff safety, reliable water and wastewater services, and help customers impacted by the pandemic by expanding the customer assistance program and delaying rate increases. Whereas, when the district's entire service area evacuated during the Tahoe fire, John led the emergency operations center to support staff that worked around the clock fixing leaks, moving water throughout the system, to provide water for the firefight and protect the community of South Lake Tahoe. Under his leadership, the EOC worked with fire personnel throughout the fire, repopulation and restoration efforts to ensure residents return home to clean drinking water and a fully functioning wastewater system. Whereas, under John's leadership, the district secured grant funding to plan and implement hazardous fuel reduction projects on 100 acres surrounding the wastewater treatment plant and 80 fuel stations, upsize water lines, and install fire hydrants for fire suppression. Whereas, during John's tenure, the district worked closely with community partners to identify opportunities to workforce housing by changing the sewer connection fee to make fees more equitable. Whereas, by placing an emphasis on reducing greenhouse gas emissions, John oversaw the district's purchase of its first electric vehicle and completed a greenhouse gas assessment, adopted an environmental policy, and provided support for the upcoming installation of a 1 megawatt solar facility at the wastewater treatment plant that will offset 1/3 of the plant's energy demand. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the South Tahoe Public Utility District does hereby express appreciation and gratitude and respect to its general manager, John Teal, for his many years of dedicated service to the board, his employees, and the people of South Lake Tahoe. And we understand to hereby certify that the Dorado Program Resolution number 3247-23 was duly and regularly adopted and passed by the Board of Directors, assuming absolutely of the South Tahoe Public Utility District that a regular board meeting held on this day. So with that, I would move the adoption of resolution number 3247-23.
I'll second that.
Move in second, any discussion? Board members, this is your time. I'd like to hear your thoughts and.
Start by apologizing for not being here for your son. That was kind of open house meeting, and so I got here at 1:30, which everyone knows is very early for me. I'm a board meeting. So I did have every intention that, and I voiced to you personally that I do wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors.
I've just known John since 1998. Around there, we played softball together, and I gotta say that it's going to be pretty sad to see you go, and I've really enjoyed working with you while on the board here. And I wish you and Riley the best of luck in your new endeavor, and don't be a stranger. Come on back, and you're not selling your house, so let's get to know, and wish you the best. Thanks for everything.
Thank you so much.
John? This is it. I've also known John over 25 years. A good friend, good personal colleague as well. I mean, the community here is missing a big leader. He's done great things with the district in his new role, and obviously over the course of the years that he's been here. But, you know, we will wish you the best, and I'm just hoping that, you find your spot down there and, enjoy it. And yeah, don't be a stranger, come on back, for sure. And, that's it, yeah, thanks for the invite in your room. So best of luck to you.
Thank you. I'm sorry I got a little more time to work together in this format, but thanks for the resolution, really appreciate it. To the board, and really, I guess Kelly is really the only original board member to hire me. But to the board, I mean, thank you, this has truly been a life-changing experience for me and a great source of pride for me and my family, Bradley, and especially my son Andrew. So thank you so much.
Thank you, John. I'm looking at those couple of questions.
I was just gonna add that the Chairman, I thought was another event that, well, I'm not including the revolution, but anyway, that was another big event.
And the motion passes unanimously. Alright, wait, don't put that in. Let me get a picture. Squeeze it in, squeeze it in. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Perfect, thank you.
Very good. Okay. So we've got some committees and those on the first,
That's it.
I know, meetings at our otherwise, just
I have
none as well.
very short report. Any board members report?
Happy.
Okay. That takes us down to general manager report.
Okay, thanks, Ed. Got a lot here, starting with staffing updates, probably more than ever, but a couple pages. So, we'll start off with engineering inspector, and congratulations to Bud McClellan and Joe Conti, our two new engineering inspectors, both coming out of the pumps department. Really a tremendous addition to the engineering department, and I think to the district in this new capacity. Both participated in our cross-training program, and they're really helping get ready for this opportunity. So that's awesome. For Brad Tech, congratulations to Annetta Kazapla. She's coming to us from the operations department, and she's been there for over 12 years, and she also participated in the cross-training program. So the pumps department, we've had some vacancies, and with Buck and Joe leaving, that's 2 more, so we had a total of 3 vacancies there. We did have interviews, 7 interviews, really 7 great candidates, and we had 3 selections. And congratulations to Matt Ryder, who's transferring from Denver Purveyor, and Elizabeth Allen, and Elizabeth, both with impressive background, and both recently working for pumps in a seasonal capacity. So that's really been a great pipeline for permanent employees. For a water conservation specialist, after 6 interviews, great news. Lauren Benfield was selected and will be coming back to the district. She's coming back, she's been in our refuse for the last year or so, and then before that, she worked for Ms. Shelley through the AmeriCorps program as our conservation and outreach specialist. So, great news. Page 2. For grant specialist, Jennifer Marshall has accepted this position. She's coming to us from the Sierra Nevada Alliance with really just an excellent background for that program. And then postings have closed and interviews are coming up for grant coordinator, lab intern, CAD analyst, and IT systems specialist. And by the way, that our recruitment for grants coordinator is looking really strong. We're taking a look at 9 applications right now, and there's some really good ones in there. So, looking forward to that. And thanks again for Lynn, for coming back and helping us out during this transition. The posting for underground repair sewer, that opens on June 8th. We have 16 applications in so far. And then, of course, we'll have a posting that opens up for operations to replace Annetta. So a record pace for recruitment this year so far, and really some many great results. Many of our own staff are participating in a cross-training program, and we're being hard to build and advance their careers here. So really great to see that, and again, a huge thank you to Liz and Dana for handling the surge in recruitment so well. Thank you. Next one, we talk just a little bit about the CPC coordination, and so earlier this week, so fast, Paul and I and Julie and Adrian and Mark, we met with CPC leadership and staff a couple of days ago, just continuing coordination on the current and future activities and funding and Tahoe and Tahoe, addressing the flooding concerns out there at flooding pump station and flooding and access concerns for our own sewer system that goes to that station. The CPC is continuing their analysis of mineral hydraulics and working with us on next steps. So last item, finally, again, thank you so much for the gathering here today. Earlier today with staff and the board and our partners, and a special thank you to Molly and Shannon and Shelley for putting it all together. And thanks again for the resolution. I really appreciate it very much. And thank you to Paul for stepping up and being so capable during the transition and taking over as interim general manager. You're all in great hands. So thank you so much, Paul. And so just looking back, I mean, it's been a truly eventful, challenging interest, and often enjoyable through the years. Certainly extremely fulfilling, and especially over the last 20 years as general manager. I'm just very grateful to the district, to the board, to the staff, and our community, and our partners, and so happy that so many of them made the trip out today before the board meeting. And I guess, again, my appreciation to the board. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your expertise, and your advice, direction, support, and friendship. Now over the years, I think you're really taking the district in a great, new, powerful direction, and I'm so glad that I've been able to be an important part of it. I spent most of my professional career with the district, and most of my adult life in Southwest Tahoe. So thank you again for this opportunity to serve you and the community at the highest level here at the district. To the staff, it's been, again, an incredible ride. Thank you here, sometimes it's not right. We're always been a team, right? Never a one moment. Full time. We've been through all of it. Maybe next meeting here, a presentation there. But most of them is one moment. And but I learned to thrive and live and last. And right here beside you over 31 years, even when I first got here, I noticed and remarked there were employees that were here for 20, 30, 40, even more years. And I just thought, who did that? How does that even happen? I was 28 then, and single, and no kids, no mortgage. Actually, no schemes. So what type of place was this anyway? I wonder. Well, it's the kind of place where you can build friendships, and you can build a career, you can raise a family, and enjoy life, and make a difference, and make a positive impact for our community and for our environment, and protecting our beautiful Lake Tahoe. So, looking back at the last 28 years, we talked about it earlier. I mean, there's been a lot of interesting changes for us. And COVID, Tahoe, Canada, the storm emergencies. And to the board and to the staff, our partners, thank you so much for being really just a great team. As we confronted these challenges, I really could not imagine or wish for a better team to make it through all of this than with all of you. So thank you so much for that. Very thankful for this opportunity to the community and to the district for all that it has provided me and my family. And thanks to all of you and all that you have brought to me in my life for so many years. Thank you. Best wishes and farewell. End of report.
Thank you very much. Board members, any questions, comments?
I got it, John, again, this is, I want to appreciate Nina and Liz for all the work they've been, and I think it's just been this morning, but they've been busy the last 2 years trying to keep this mission filled and keep everybody happy, so, but should have heard that. Thank you.
All right. Well, that, notice to pass the future meetings on the agenda, and with that, we're going to move into closed session.